Hey everyone! Right now I'm going to be doing a review, and this is going to be for the book Until November by Aurora Rose Reynolds. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump into the non-spoiler part. I'm going to go ahead and discuss what the book is about, and then I'm going to discuss the characters a little bit, and then I'll get into the spoilers. So, first, this book is about a woman named November. And so November is a young woman who has been living with her mother in New York for her whole life. Her mother and her don't have the best relationship. Her mother's kind of cold, very rude to her. We learn about her mother in this book a lot, but her mother's not a good person, basically. And so she gets attacked in New York and decides, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't feel safe. I'm going to go live with my dad in Tennessee. And she gets in contact with her dad, I believe before the attack happens, that they have become close. And she leaves New York to Tennessee to go live with her dad and be with him. And she goes to Tennessee and she starts working. She has her business degree, so she goes there and works at his strip club, doing the books. And so it starts out with that, and we learn about a young man named Asher Mason. And the first time that Asher and November meet, it is just chaos. Like, he's so rude to her, and she's so sassy back to him, and it's great. But they totally don't show any interest in each other at all. And, you know, that's not how it's going to happen, because this is a new adult contemporary romance book, and of course they're not going to hate each other for the whole book. And so they realize, fate has another plan for them. And it goes about that and their story and their struggles that they go through and all of that. And let me just say, I absolutely love this. I did read this book before, so this was a reread for me. I read this book probably over a year and a half ago on my Kindle. I didn't remember much. I remember that I read it and I liked it. And so I bought this book and the second book quite a while ago, and I just haven't picked it up. And I finally was like, you know what? I need to pick it up and I'm going to read it. And so I picked it up and I absolutely loved it. I want to say I'd give this book 5 stars, but I kind of want to say, I think I'm going to give this book 4 stars because I thought it was amazing book. There's so many twists and turns, and reading it the second time, I remembered most of them. They started coming back to me as it would happen, but it was still just as great. I really still enjoyed it. It's not like I was bored or anything. I was really interested, and I liked seeing things. You notice things when you read things a second time or watch a movie a second time. You notice things that you didn't notice the first time. And so I did still really enjoy it reading it the second time. I don't reread books often because I just have so many books that I want to read. And so I don't feel like I should be rereading books right away. I should just wait until I'm at a more comfortable spot in my TBR pile to start rereading books. But I do want to continue the series because their books are on my TBR, so I did reread this one just so that way I can jump into the rest of the series, which I have. I'm going to start reading the second book very soon. But I'm so tired, guys. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an amazing book. Let's talk about the characters. So we have November, and she's awesome. She's witty, and she stands up for herself, and she doesn't give a crap. And she knows what to say, and she's just funny. I really enjoyed her character. She was awesome. I had no problems with her at all, really. And Asher is different. He's kind of one of those like caveman, alpha, dominant men. And I read books about men like this often. The Alabama Summer series has a lot of that like caveman-esque character, and I enjoy it. I think it's entertaining, I think it's funny, and I enjoy it. And so I didn't mind the way that he acted. I thought it was cute, and he's so overprotective, and it was overprotective in a good way. And he really just cared for her and wanted her to be safe and feel welcomed. And he has a few brothers. I don't exactly remember how many. I think it's, okay, there's Cash, Nico, Trevor. I think there's 3 and then him. And we also get introduced to his cousin Kenton, and all of the men are just so awesome. They absolutely love her, and they're so caring, and they're funny. They pick on her, but like they're so loving, and I absolutely loved that. And so we learned about that. We learned about her dad, his mom, her mom more, and I just really loved all of the characters. I didn't have a problem with really anyone. There were some side characters that were kind of like, but there was no one that was up front that was a big part of the book that I really didn't like, other than her mom, because her mom was just not a good person to her. And yeah. And so I did have a few issues with the book itself. One being I found quite a few grammar errors, and I don't know why. It kind of bothered me. There's one on the first page. I'm pretty sure it's the first page. It's around like the very beginning of the book. And then I think there's one on page 30. I know there's page on, maybe it's 130. Oh yeah, 130 there's one. I don't want to show you, but there's one there. There's one on page 160. I found like 4 grammar errors, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot for a book. I don't know, maybe it's been republished since then, because I have seen different covers for it. There's a bind up on Amazon, and they're different, slightly different covers, and I don't know, maybe they were like republished and, you know, the grammar errors aren't there. I did kind of have a problem with that though. I was just like, what? Why? Because I would notice them and I wouldn't be able to not look at them, and so that did kind of bother me. It's nothing that's gonna bring down the actual content of the story. You know, I'm not gonna lower the rating for that, because that's not something. I still really enjoyed the book, and so I really did like it. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about spoilers, because there's a lot and I just want to get into it. So where do I begin? I mean, there's just so many things that happen in this book, from her being attacked, the person that's following her, sending her flowers, and all of that stuff. And reading it the second time, it was very obvious who it was. And reading it the first time, I don't remember if I caught on to who it was, but the second time I definitely remember who it was. And, you know, it was very heartbreaking to see that her mom would do that to her. And it was also heartbreaking that her fiance at the time was intertwined into it. That was really like, it was sad, because I felt so bad for her, and her mom would like abuse her when she was younger, and it was all because of the inheritance that she got from her grandparents. And so once she got that, then things started getting creepy again, and she, you know, got this letter, and then her mom comes to town, and then, you know, all of a sudden, like, her inheritance is being questioned because her mom got her signature, and then her mom comes and, like, ties up Asher, and then she's pregnant, and then she gets hurt, and then the baby's in danger, and then Asher's in the hospital, she's in the hospital, gunshots, and this, and this, and this, and it's just, like, so crazy. It turns out the baby's fine, he is fine, she is fine, everybody's fine, the mom goes to jail. It's just like so intense. We find out that the fiance was in on it the whole time, and it is just crazy, crazy whirlwind of emotions and worry and suspense and all this stuff. And, you know, I really liked seeing after that, though, how they still had a happy ending and were able to overcome that. And it talked about, you know, her being pregnant, and when she went into labor and all the brothers went like comatose, and, you know, Trevor was the one that was like helping her. Even Asher was just like, oh my god. And I thought that was really cute. I loved seeing the brothers in action. They were so sweet to like her and their mom, and not really to too many of the girls, but I love seeing Miss Alice too. She was just great. I just really enjoyed this book. I love the characters. I really have been into a thing of companion series where it follows brothers, and, you know, I've read, you know, the Maddox brothers, the Alabama Summer series, this series. What else is there? There's just so many where it's just a continuation of the brothers, and their lives and their stories with the women that they fall in love with, and I absolutely love it. I'm about to start reading Until Trevor. I haven't read it, and I just really enjoyed the series, and I can't wait to continue and see all the other brothers, because when you see the other brothers, you get a glimpse into these characters' lives again, and it's so great. And we find out that they have more kids, 5 girls, and it's just great. I love the ending about how when they go to the doctor on their 5th baby and they're finding out the gender, and Asher, you know, had freaked out, I guess, on the last reveal, and the doctor, like, literally was like, you know, we'll have to come back to this another day. I didn't know you were gonna be here, Asher. Like, and then November's like, it's a girl. Oh my gosh, it's a girl. And so it's just great. I can't wait to see, you know, the girls grow up in these books, because I'm sure that they'll grow. We did get a glimpse like 17 years later, and, you know, she's like, Dad, I want to go on a date, blah, 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 and they're fighting, and November's in the room, like, laughing, and Asher comes in and is like, she's going on a date on Friday. It's like, it's just so funny. Like, I love it. I cannot wait to get into the next one and the other 2. And I know that there's kind of like a spin-off series, and I'm pretty sure it's about the kids, and so I can't wait for that either. But yeah, I'm excited that I picked this book up. I can't wait to just dive into the rest of the series, because I haven't said that the last 10 times. Okay, that's it for this video. See you guys in my next one. Bye.